Hi guys, this is the time lapse of the card selection. I'm a kinesiologist, so I muscle test the cards. It just helps me not feel rushed on camera. And I start with an essential oil to help with the emotional support throughout the reading, because sometimes the cards may seem a bit triggering. But there is always a positive message that does come through. So take what resonates, and I trust that these messages will only be seen for those if it's for their highest good. Hi Libra. So just after I selected all the cards, there was a negative energy field. I'm still clearing it now, actually, in the throat chakra. And so I had to do some clearing before I started the video. I probably should have actually, no, it would have been hard to film. But yeah, so my whole body went through this eerie feeling that something attached itself to my energy field. And it was about this black egg, and it was all about truth. So I've had to clear it, but it might be interesting for you to be aware of that as I do your reading, because some of this energy is quite low vibrational in the beginning, particularly. So it might be as a consequence to some of your reading, so something that may be affecting you as well, as I am reading the energy for Libra. So let's start with the oil. So the oil today is Melissa, Heart Delight. So it's going to comfort the heart, the mind, the soul when distressed, depressed, or in shock and trauma. So yeah. Wow, I'm already coughing again. Yeah, we need to do some clearing on this for sure, Libra. So I feel like you're going through a bit of a situation here. So we've got the black egg. So the black egg is always about truth, right? So this is kind of where your current energy is, and stress maybe, and then this is how we're going to try and find some positive way out of it. So the black egg has appeared, and so this symbolizes truth, and there's nothing really debatable about truth, right? It just is. And although we all demand truth, sometimes we don't always offer it, and we don't want to hear it either. And so that creates its own energy field of us even editing the truth ourselves. So I'm not sure what energy you're around right now, if it's you or somebody else, but there is an energy of, it could be work related, like gossipy, or a bit like melodrama, or just low energy, right? It's energy where you might have got swept away in some sort of clique at work, or in one of your environments where there's been like a real gossipy, like it's just not speaking your truth. And even though you've kind of got swept away with it or swept up in it, you're starting to feel the consequences of it, and it's not feeling good. And then the Ten of Swords came up, which is almost like backstabbing energy as well, right? So maybe someone, you feel backstabbed yourself, and as a consequence you're reacting almost in a similar way maybe, or just feeling quite defensive and betrayed. But the good news is it's you're completing the cycle. You're getting to the stage where you just know that you're so fed up with this energy, and you want to take some sort of control with it. It's it's not serving you, and you kind of want out of it. But sometimes what stops that is that we're not able to listen, like sometimes the situation, even just looking at this image, it's like a little step ladder of a mouse trying to whisper into an elephant's ear. Sometimes the story is so big that we can't hear, or the noise, the white noise of all of the situation, it's kind of hard to hear what the truth is. And it's not only that, sometimes when we listen, or we're not listening, we're not actually hearing the words people are telling us. We're kind of putting that through our own filter. And if we're in a low vibrational filter, those words can take on a life of their own. And that might not be speaking a true truth, you know, so, or it could feel like a false truth. So it's just a message there that if you feel you are stuck in this energy, and there's no shame or blame in this, you know, especially when, you know, the world's stressed and we're all trying to validate our story right now, and it's kind of hard to get our point across and to take comfort in that, because even if we're proven to be right or true in our story, we're not liking the story. So it's like a kind of a double-edged sword, because even though we're voicing our story to be how tough it is, we don't actually want to have the tough story. So it's I think you kind of know where I'm getting at with that, though. Sometimes you need the validation of your pain, but you don't actually want to be in the pain. So although it served you to kind of get some comfort in that, we're trying to get the comfort from more of a positive place. So this brings us into this card, and it's about movement. And so how do you move yourself out of that situation? How do you, and it sounds like that's where you're heading. So you've either just come out of this energy, or you're just starting to think about getting out of it, because you're definitely moving to change. It's really interesting, even just this image. I think it's an ostrich, and ostriches don't fly, do they? So they're quite slow paced, but they run fast, I think. But then you've got a little snail on here as well, and you've got to look at a little air balloon. So it doesn't matter how fast you come out of this energy. It's more about making sure that you do. Just keep taking steps forward. And slow shifts can be the most impactful shifts. And then you've got that, in this deck, this is also Ace of Wands, but it's also the Strength card. So it's about taking courage to step away from this energy and to go with it. But it's also, an Ace of Wands talks about new inspiration and almost having the courage to follow that. So what has this been like? If you drill down in some of this energy, why are you so frustrated? Why are you acting out within that drama? Is it because you know that this energy has it hasn't been in alignment, that you haven't potentially been following your heart or your passion, or maybe you've got the Knight of Wands here as well, and so this is also talking about potentially a little passion project or some sort of inspiration that you want to move towards. And maybe it's even secret. Maybe you haven't actually been telling anyone about it, and you've been kind of holding it quite close to your heart, because it would be very hard to announce to this energy or the people around you that are you know, circulating in this energy, that you have something so vulnerable inside that you want to share. Like, you just wouldn't do it. And so that energy is blocking this potential. It's like you have to move out of this energy, start listening to those inner divine sparks of passion and inspiration, because that's what you're being called to do here. And even it's been followed up by this card. It's like, take charge of your life almost with authority. It's like, how do you embrace this? How do you embrace this and say goodbye to that? Because it's even confirmed by this card. The qualities I dislike in others are disowned parts of my shadow. So it totally confirms the fact that, you know, and we're all guilty of this energy, you know, gossiping or, you know, looking at the low vibes sometimes, you know, and we have to pick ourselves up. It's a human experience, right? So it's and ultimately everyone is our mirror. So if you are seeing qualities in others that you don't like there is some mirror work there to be done. Like, it is some shadow. But by following this path, by following your own way, the beat of your own drum, deciding to make a conscious decision to move out of this energy. You've got 28 here, that's a 10, you've got a 10 here, you've got a 10 here. So this is completing a cycle. You're done with this. Like, you're ready to face your own truth. Like this is alignment for you, your truth, your passion, your desires. So yeah, it's just about taking charge. So that when you do that, you realize that those parts that you were playing or had been surrounded by, you've decided to disown them because you've done the shadow work. You've understood the journey of this one and where it's leading to. And it's almost like you want to cut those energetic strings. It's almost like imagining that this is the weight that you want to just fly away in that hot air balloon and just cut the energetic ties that's holding you to that story. Yeah, that's actually a perfect remedy. So maybe even just have a think about that and kind of sever some of those ties energetically first if you can't do it in your physical world yet. If there is a certain pattern at the moment in your reality, start working at the problem energetically. So start consciously cutting the cords with people that may not be serving you right now, or the energy of those people. It's not that you're severing these people out of your life, but you're deciding to block the energy or to disrupt the pattern of that energy. Yeah, and what's interesting about the ending of this reading is the similar deck that has dual meaning. You've got the Ten of Swords again, or it's actually Judgment, surprisingly. So it's like your wake-up call. It's like you're completing these cycles of really painful cycles, you know, to yourself or to others, or others to you, or however it's worked in your situation. You're definitely ready to complete it, because this stress pattern is ending with a completion as well, to move on, a new beginning. And then you're starting this cycle with the Ace of Wands. So it's actually a perfect, if you're into numerology, it's actually very, very comforting to know that that's where you're heading, is that you're definitely coming out of this energy and you're going to start following your own path, and you're going to do the shadow work and cut away some of this energy and disown it, because it's a wake-up call. Yeah, this is what's waiting for you. Your little soul mission, your passion project, whatever it is that brings music to your soul, this is where you want to be at. Oh, it's actually exciting. I've actually got goosebumps, but in a good way this time. So it's nice to finish the reading with good bumps than heebie-jeebie ones. Okay, guys, thanks a million.